A war erupted in a big way yesterday, and Taylor Swift fired the opening salvo.
And now everybody is involved. From the opening salvo was against Scooter Braun, but now Justin Bieber, Kanye West,
All sorts of
Ariana
people.
Grande, everybody is involved.
So we're going to walk you through how this happened. So Taylor Swift, when she was very young, her first recording deal was with a company called Big Machine. And Big Machine owns the masters of Taylor, of her early songs, or her early albums. So Scooter Braun has been kind of secretly negotiating to become a partner to buy Big Machine, and it's a big deal. I think this was
$300 million.
$300 million deal. So this is a big thing. And they announced it on Sunday morning, yesterday morning. An hour or so after they announced it, Taylor Swift launched.
Yes.
Launched.
Just went off, blasted Scooter Braun, saying that that now the person who has bullied her owns her music, and she felt like that this was done purely as an insult to her.
That he now owns that company. He's actually...
And by the way, that should be clear, because the way she, in her attack on him, made it seem like he went out and just purchased her music. He bought a company that owns her music.
Right. And she said that this was kind of worst case scenario, that Scooter Braun would do this. So...
well, she says it's worst case because she says for years he's been orchestrating bullying against me. And you'll remember there was that video that was released of the phone call between Kanye and Taylor when he released his famous song. I spoke with people close to that who said Scooter had nothing to do with that video. He didn't plan it, and there was that Justin Bieber.
He wasn't working with Kanye at the time. Yeah. So anyway, so that's how it started. So the first thing that happens is Scooter's wife, Yael, jumps in, and she just goes after her, essentially saying, "You're the bully," and you know, and she had choice words. Justin Bieber then jumps in, supports Scooter Braun.
Justin supports Scooter and said that, Taylor, this is not going on social media, is not the way to do this. He defended Scooter, said Scooter has never bullied you, and even referenced the Instagram post he had put up, Justin had put up years ago, where he said, "What's up, Taylor?" which she really felt was bullying, and she thought Scooter was behind that. He said Scooter had nothing to do with that post, and in fact, Scooter warned me to not do that. So then, Justin went out of his way to defend Scooter and asked Taylor, just reach out and talk. If you want to talk to Scooter, let's talk.
So then Big Machine jumps in. Now, Eric Logan, who is a member of the board of directors, went ham on her and just said, look, number one, your dad is a shareholder in the company, and your dad knew that Scooter about this deal for 9 days, number one. Now, that doesn't mean that the dad told Taylor, and she says he didn't. Number two, he just goes off, and he says that I'm not going to sit in the sidelines as you rewrite history. He says, as I watch your attempt to parse words, I'm reminded what a real bully would do. You're the real bully. He goes on to say, your power is fading, your shine is dull.
Oh my God.
And this is what bullies do. They lash out. So he kind of went nuts. Now, the CEO, Scott Buscetta, then he jumps in and he says that, you know, I mean, look, he goes on and on and on, but he says that in no way, shape, or form was this thing secret. That the father knew about it.
And actually, he said that he even reached out to Taylor
the day before.
He had texted Taylor the night before the announcement.
So she wasn't blindsided. She said she woke up to find out about this, but he says, I told you the night before out of courtesy. So this has just turned into a massive war.
He also went on to post actually a screen grab of the contract that he was proposing to allow Taylor to buy back the Masters, which again is the whole issue here. Now, Taylor was very forthcoming though in her Tumblr post saying that the only deal that was on the table for her to buy those Masters back was a exchange deal, right? To where every time she would record a new album for Big Machine, that's when she would be able to get one of the old albums back, and that wasn't something that she wanted to do because she didn't want to still be basically indentured to Big Machine.
Now, there are people who are saying that this is, you know, this is just crying for nothing, that this is the way it works for a lot of young stars, young people, singers who haven't made it. I mean, this happens in American Idol, it happens in The Voice, where people take a chance on them, but they say, we're going to own your stuff for a period of time.
But even beyond those TV shows, that is generally the way it has been in the record industry. There are tons of artists
and by the
who
way,
go through the same thing.
There's logic behind it, because 1 out of 20 make it. So they invest in 1 out of 20, and what they're saying is, we'll invest in the 19 that fail, but we need to have some upside.
But when they do make it, then it does sometimes come across to the person who makes it, like Taylor, the artist may feel, oh, I signed a bad deal. But at the time, like, Taylor Swift now is not at all what Taylor Swift was at 15. And
when she was 15, she was unknown.
Right.
And she signed.
And she should, I don't know.
Well, I can finish that sentence.
Yes. Look, she's really upset about this contract and the fact that it is now, the music is in the hands of Scooter Braun, so.
Hi, my name is Monique from Niagara Falls, New York, and I feel that Taylor is fading and she's doing whatever she can to stay relevant at this point. Because usually if you're not looking for attention, you wouldn't use social media to lash out at somebody. You'll have a meeting of the mind. So I believe that she just grabs some at straws right now to just stay relevant in the industry.
That's kind of what Justin Bieber said. It's like, why do this on social media? If you had a problem with it, you could have reached out and talked to Scooter.
And we should say, they're saying she's fading everything. She's still hugely popular. She may not be where she was when she was absolutely,
But she was so huge before that falling off a little bit still makes you way better than most.
That's right. Okay, we're going to move on.